Ajivika religion, the ancient path of determinism and liberation. Today, we're exploring an ancient religious and philosophical tradition that emerged in India around the same time as Buddhism and Jainism. Ajivika is known for its radical views on fate, determinism, and the path to liberation. Though it's largely faded from mainstream consciousness, its influence on ancient Indian thought cannot be overlooked. Let's uncover the core teachings, practices, and lasting significance of the Ajivika religion. What is Ajivika? Ajivika was founded by Makkhali Gosala in the 5th century BCE, a contemporary of Gautama Buddha and Mahavira, the founders of Buddhism and Jainism, respectively. Unlike these religions, which emphasized free will and personal effort in spiritual liberation, Ajivika focused on the concept of absolute determinism. At the core of Ajivika belief is the idea that everything in the universe is preordained, and human actions are controlled by fate. According to Ajivika philosophy, individual efforts to change one's destiny are futile because everything is determined by the forces of the universe. Core beliefs of Ajivika religion: determinism and fate. Niyati. The central belief of Ajivika is the doctrine of Niyati, meaning fate or determinism. According to Ajivika philosophy, all events in the universe, whether they relate to the cosmos or human lives, are strictly governed by fate. There is no room for free will or personal choice. All actions are preordained by cosmic forces and must unfold according to their designated course. The Ajivikas believe that humans cannot influence the outcome of their lives, no matter their efforts. This belief in fate led to a form of resignation where followers accepted life as it was, with no desire for personal control or intervention. Karma and liberation. Ajivika also believed in karma, but unlike other Indian religions, they did not see karma as something that could be changed through personal action. The accumulation of karma was fixed at birth and could not be altered. Therefore, the path to liberation, moksha, in Ajivika was not about freeing oneself from karmic consequences but about understanding and accepting the determinism of the universe. Ajivikas saw liberation as a state of complete detachment, achieved not through personal effort but by understanding the predetermined nature of existence. In their view, when a person fully grasps the inevitability of fate, they can be free from the emotional burden of striving for control. The role of asceticism. Despite their belief in determinism, the Ajivikas practiced extreme forms of asceticism and self-discipline. They believed that by rejecting attachment to worldly desires and living a life of austerity, they could achieve a state of neutrality, which would align them with the natural flow of fate. Ajivikas followed strict rules of conduct, including dietary restrictions and self-mortification. However, unlike other ascetic traditions that emphasized personal effort for spiritual progress, the Ajivikas saw these practices as ways to accept fate more deeply, not as methods for controlling karma or achieving liberation. Practices in Ajivika religion. Ascetic practices and austerity. Ajivikas followed severe ascetic practices, including fasting, physical self-mortification, and silence, as a way of freeing themselves from the distractions of the physical world. Their goal was to transcend the need for personal desire and live in total submission to the forces of destiny. Monastic community. Ajivika monks lived in monastic communities and adhered to a communal lifestyle centered around ascetic practices. These communities were led by spiritual teachers, often called gurus, who guided followers to understand the doctrines of fate and submission. Meditation and reflection. Ajivikas practiced meditation and deep contemplation, not to transcend karma or change their fate, but to understand the inevitable nature of the universe. This meditation focused on accepting the universe as it was and submitting to its will. Key teachings and concepts of Ajivika. The eternal cycle. Ajivikas believed in the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth, samsara, but unlike other religions, they saw this cycle as entirely governed by fate. They believed that there was no escape from this cycle, except through the realization that everything is preordained. The three forms of existence. Ajivikas divided existence into three forms: Brahma, the supreme force or cosmic entity; Soul, Jiva, the individual soul, which is part of the divine, but cannot influence its own destiny; the body, Sharira, the physical body, which is bound by karma and fate. The decline of Ajivika religion. Ajivika flourished for several centuries, but by the 5th century CE, it began to decline. The rise of Buddhism and Jainism, which offered more dynamic paths to liberation and personal responsibility, overshadowed Ajivika's deterministic philosophy. Ajivika also faced challenges from other religious movements that did not support the belief in strict determinism. Over time, the tradition faded from prominence, and little is known about its surviving teachings today. Why Ajivika matters. Though it is no longer practiced widely, the Ajivika religion offers an important perspective on the philosophical debate between free will and determinism. By advocating for an understanding of fate and the inevitable nature of existence, Ajivika asks us to reflect on the limits of human agency and the role of cosmic forces in shaping our lives. Ajivika's teachings challenge us to consider the nature of control, effort, and acceptance. In a world where we often strive for control over every aspect of our lives, Ajivika reminds us of the possibility that some things are simply beyond our control, and the key to peace may lie in accepting that. Ajivika provides a unique, thought-provoking approach to spirituality, focusing on acceptance, fate, and submission to the cosmic order. While its practices and doctrines may seem radical or extreme, they offer a perspective on life that contrasts sharply with modern ideals of personal achievement and control. Finite Planet.